Good morning. I'm Miss Linda with the Morton Mandan Public Library. I'm here today to remind you that today is Census Day and that it's very important for every household to complete the 2020 census. If you have questions or need help in completing the census, you may call the library between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. to talk to a trained librarian who is there to help you. So to commemorate the Census Day, April 1st, 2020, we are celebrating by making sand art bottles. So if you've been following along with our programs, that is one of the programs we had planned to do at the library. Of course, you know the library is closed to the public, so we can't do it at the library, but you can certainly do it at home. So in front of me, I have two sand art bottles that I put together, and as you can see, the art is in the colors of the layers of the sand that go into the bottle. Now this was one bottle I had left over from last summer when we did some of these fun things in the park. This one, however, is a bottle I pulled out of my recycle bin. I cleaned it up and took the label off, and I made a sand art bottle out of it. So, if you have sand on hand and have colored sand on hand, great. Go for it. Make your bottles just by finding a bottle out of the recycle trash bin and just putting layers of sand in there to create different colors. As you can see, different layers of colors, and as you turn the bottle, you can see they're not all straight, but this is to commemorate Census Day, because just as in the census, every grain of sand that's in this bottle counts towards something bigger in the 2020 census. So every one of you counts for something bigger as well. So that's why we chose this as a program for Census Day. Now you might be thinking, you don't have colored sand at home. I've got brown sand. Hey, you could throw in some dirt. You could find some different colors of sand or dirt outside in your backyard. Throw in a few rocks, some small pebbles, and make a nice natural colored layer of sand. Or, if you prefer, I've got a couple of other ideas you could do. Take a peek in your cupboard. Maybe you have some leftover bottles of colored sugar. So this was a part of one left over from Valentine's Day. We had purple and pink Valentine hearts that we made in our home, and we used the sugar to decorate our cookies with. So as you can see, if you go hunting into your cupboard, you're probably going to find some bottles with colored sugar inside. And so this is one. I'm going to move these out of the way and show you this one. This is one that I made with my leftover colored sugar. And as you can see, I put layers of sugar in there, and then I also used some of the bigger decorations that you might put on cookies. Of course, this one was left over from Christmas even. So layering those in there too gives it another dimension. And as you can see, every grain of sugar counts towards something bigger and beautiful, right? Yes. Now, one other way you could do it if you're feeling like doing something different that you may not have done before, you can also take salt and color the salt. So in here I have put, so if you don't have the colored sugar in your cupboard, you can use some colored salt. So take the salt, of course white is a color, you can use that as one of your layers, but if you want more colors, just a couple of drops of food coloring in your baggie full of salt. There we go. We'll make sure it's closed up tight so we don't have any spills. And then you just start working the food coloring into the sand, just like this, until all of a sudden, doesn't take too long, all of a sudden you have colored salt. I'm sorry, I keep calling it sand, don't I? This is colored salt. There we go. So you can use that, and then the nice thing about this, so I have a lighter blue, I have a yellow, and I have blue. And the nice thing about doing it in a baggie like this is that when you find your little container in the trash that you're going to use, you can peel off the label and get it cleaned up really nice. And take the cover off. And then, to help with any of the spills, you can just cut the corner out of the baggie and hold it over the bottle. And there you go. You can put your, well, maybe my hole needs to be a little bit bigger. Let's give it a try, shall we? A little bit bigger. Here we go. So in goes, there we go. In goes the salt. So it works as a funnel, doesn't it? And then you can do the same thing with your other color. And as you can see, you start getting the different layers in your bottle. And the nice thing about this, it's still edible because, hey, it's just salt and food coloring. So wouldn't that be fun to put that on the table at supper time and sprinkle a little colored salt onto your mashed potatoes? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Give it a try. So both of these are alternatives to making sand, colored sand, making art bottles. And there you go. I hope that you'll participate in the 2020 census because everyone counts. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.